Welcome back, everybody, to the stream. We've got Epsilon eSports versus Agent, who have changed their names to Lions.mix, but I'm still going to go with Agent. The name makes sense, though, because it was kind of recursive gaming and members of the Lions EK club, as you'll notice from Spitty's Steam icon. But here we go into the pistol round on Inferno. And the maps will be Inferno Cache Mirage. The veto phase was a bit bugged on our end, so we didn't quite show it this time around. But here we go, round one, and already Soaker has fallen on the side of Epsilon.
So last time we casted Epsilon, they got battered. Agent's Lion.mix's game was a bit more close, a bit more competitive, so I'm not sure how much you can take from that. But Inferno Cache Mirage is certainly maps that are going to be a fair indication of which of these teams is going to come out ahead and pull themselves towards that grand finale, as we spoke about before. But Lions.mix have picked up 2 frags early on in this round. Minute left to play with, and here they go, pushing onto the site. Donq from the back of site is just tapping away. He's landed nothing so far, and he gets picked off. There's Mixwell with 2, but again, the terrorists keep the player's advantage. And Alexis, who pushed in through the smoke, is going to find himself in the same position. 1-0 already for Lions.mix on Inferno T side. Ooh, P90 from Spitty. Spray is real.
He likes that gun, and he'll even bring it into the rifle round probably if he survives with it for the next couple. So interesting, one, how to say this player's name. 4. I'm just going to go with 4s. Getting a 4K. Ooh, nice. A 4's K, if you will, on that first round. He's a stand-in. We saw them use Synex last time, who had a pretty, honestly, terrible performance on Cache. He stepped it up a little bit later on the second map for Agent. But Synex is out, 4s is in, and both of them are in an effort to replace Base. I'll just say it, whatever. Base Raper, who also played on Lions EK, is honestly the star player of the team, but unfortunately, he's on a vacation right now. So, not able to play for his team in the playoffs. Bit unfortunate for Agent.
Ooh. Speaking of vacations, Donq, hello? That one Deke.
Yeah, he's the Deegmeister. Watch out for him.
Pretty ridiculous. And already, you know, we're just saying Lions.mix pick up the first round. They get themselves a bunch of weapons, including 3 AKs. P90 didn't quite catch what the 5th weapon was, but they've already lost 2 players. And Epsilon have managed to pull themselves into a position to potentially fend off this push. But there is Force going in first with the AK. Another one click. And another as well through the wall. And a final one. Unbelievable from Donq. 4 frags. And Epsilon win the round comfortably.
And that's the Deagle effect. Hit a 1 Deag, win the round. It's pretty much all you got to do as long as it happens early. And Donq, I mean, not the first time I have seen him do that. He is very, very skilled with that. The nice shot comes out from Neto, and they've actually gone for a little bit of a Deagle mix-up on their own. Spitty and 4s pulling out the Deags, P250s on the rest of the crew here for Agent. And very important for Epsilon to get on the board. Losing the 3 rounds to the terrorists at the start can be very, very disastrous. But here we go. Pushing through that Molotov into Alexis. Soaker actually finds the first kill with the MP7. Now Mixwell with the P90. So a good mixture of, you know, AK stolen away from the terrorists and everyone else that bot going for SMGs. Good way to ensure survival in round 3.
Yep, so good clear round for Epsilon net and Lions.mix already after that very brutal second round. Will be smarting still after that. Tech9 force spy for them.
Oh, he's got... Alexis has the mustache knife.
Ooh, I've got to see this.
I can't unsee that after... Browsing Reddit has its cons, that's for sure.
I'm done. No, I can't unsee it. What have you done to me, Helium?
It's so good. Alright, Tech9 armor forcing up Banana to trying to go fast, but Epsilon kind of reading into this. They put 3 people there initially. But Sim, wow, finds 2. Now RP just racking up that money. Only 1 bullet left. Now we'll pull out the P250. Neto brings him down with that Tech9 2-on-1. So it has been costly, but it was actually just all the machine guns that went down. They would have had to have rebought anyway. So besides having to rebuy the armor, the nades, and maybe a kit, it doesn't really matter too much that those 3 players fell for Epsilon.
Yeah, exactly, because they've still got more than enough to just fill that back in, whereas Lions.mix with that force, it matters a whole lot more for them. And, well, they're not going to be forcing anything this round, just a couple of smokes and a couple P250s here and there scattered across the board. So with those 2 smokes, where are they going to force with them? I mean, you'd expect, like, maybe B, a smoke on CT side, and then maybe a smoke around...
Gone off. They smoked top of middle with one of their smokes. I think maybe with even both.
Very odd. But I think the problem here is that they're pushing up Banana. Like, they may get a kill onto Arky, but Donkey is still going to spray them down. So they had the smokes and the flashbangs, but they didn't really use them. And Donkey very nearly gets the second kill onto Spitty there. And then here comes the rest of the CTs charging in. Soka with the AWP, looking for that entry. There's the shot onto Ultra. And now Mixwell is coming up from behind. It's only a matter of time before Spitty falls down as well. So this is the question that I pose. I mean, when you buy smokes and flashes in these kind of rounds, you have to make use of them. Like, you have to throw them and then make them work for you. You can't just throw them randomly and be like, cool, now we've blocked off mid, we can try and force up Banana, because then you're just going to run into the crossfire anyway.
Yeah. Something I like to see is you throw that smoke. You can even throw the smoke that goes top of mid from T-spawn. And then you just work up middle, and you can pop flash into your own smoke so that they have no chance of dodging the flash, and then you just storm through it, your own smoke. I think that's a strat that you can probably utilize quite a bit. I mean, eco rounds, pistol rounds, even a rifle round if you wanted to do it and hadn't used it already. Like, it could be pretty powerful and get you a quick round on T-side. But instead, they kind of just... I don't know. That was a bit weird from them, I will say.
Yep, a bit odd. But, I mean, we're fast-forwarding quickly to the 6th round, and you're seeing that, again, the T's are just getting demolished. 5-1 quickly for Epsilon after losing that first round. And you can see their economy. I mean, 16,000 on Donkey, 10 for 1. He can easily drop. They can buy for another 2 or 3 rounds quite comfortably here, the CTs. And Lions.mix back onto a force with a Galil. So already the early stage is not looking too good for them. And keep in mind as well that this was Agent's choice of map. So this was Lions.mix choice of map, and already they're falling behind on T-side.
Yeah, actually seeing the map play out how you would expect. Because so far, when we've had the more CT-sided maps of the day, Inferno and Train, it was the T side that just, you know, dominated right off the bat. So 3-on-2 now. Epsilon, let's see, Donkey. Oh, he's such a good spot. He lets them run by. He then sneaks up Boiler, and he's right behind them coming out of the halls. It will actually be kind of a bad position to come from, since Neto has just posted up in the back of Pit. Like, we know how hard it is to get out of halls as a terrorist, and now Donkey's kind of faced with the same situation. He'll need his allies to make a bit of a scene here. And now, oh, okay, Mixwell just hits the hard shot. The guy in the back of Pit has fallen, and now you can come out of the apartment safely. Ultra working around on this arch side now. He'll flash one area and peek off towards the other side. If anyone was top of mid, they would have been like, oh, he's going to peek top mid, and then they try to throw the fake flash, peek out the other side. Unfortunately, really hard to win that 1v3.
I'm enjoying that we're seeing an Epsilon that just didn't show up against G-Play, against MK, because we were both, I think in that game we were both expecting MK to win it, sort of 2-0, 2-1, but we were expecting them to at least be fairly close maps, and they were just blowout performances. Epsilon never really got the ball rolling, so it's good to see them coming out the gate strong here and showing what they're capable of doing. They are a strong lineup, and Arky there with the, I think that was an AWP shot through flashbang?
Double op middle.
Get Shrek, son.
Oh, that flash, but
oh,
it dissipates in time for him to get another shot. So the ops have paid off. Each one of them getting a kill. Arky, though, still alive. Mixwell's pushed down Banana, so he's completely behind all these players for Agent. Well, you can see 2 of them coming up arch side. Neto trying to lurk his way around the apartments. Mixwell will hit Sif as he tries to peek down mid, regain control. Don Q brings down Neto, so the apartment lurk is gone, and Mixwell to find another onto Ultra, so everything falling apart there. Pretty much from the start, giving up those 2 picks immediately really, really hurts your chances. T-side on Inferno, and now it's 7-1. 7 rounds in a row for Epsilon.
yeah, it has just been a steamroll, really. And again, you can see that Lions.mix, they've just got off a force buy, they've just got off weapons, and they're back onto pistols with grenades once more. They have 5 HEs, however. This is very interesting, and they're just going to be stacking them up mid, realizing there's double AWPs. The Blitzkrieg is landing, but they don't really get too much from this. Just Spitty's P250 headshot. And still they find themselves in a 4-2 disadvantage. That being said, Arky misses the AWP shot on balcony, and he will pay with his life. Another bomb has been planted on the A site. Neto bags himself the Tech-9 frag. He gets traded out, but still, this isn't a terrible round from Lions. You know, they've got a lot of kills. They got the bomb plant. And Cypher's potentially got himself a chance to clutch this one. Here comes the flashbang. That's going to stop him from peeking just for a few more seconds. The smoke is down as well. That bomb is being defused. Can he stop this? No. So close yet so far. Does execute Soka after the fact, but still, that's going to be 8-1.
That'll at least get their money up. I wonder if... Are they going to go back for... They will go for the double op setup. I wonder if they're going to go for the third time in a row for that peek down middle. Obviously, even just after one round... Agent kind of caught wind of it, and they looked to counter it there. They got pretty unlucky that the nades didn't kill the other opper, who then in return threw a nade down and found a kill with his and was able to retreat. Could have actually been the win, I think, if he didn't live on 7 HP. If he had went down instead. But here we go. Off battle between Fours and Soker. Soker kind of holding off on the right side. Now we'll have to switch to Arch as Mixwell has gone down. So finally, Lions starting off with the man advantage. They've got the pick. They just got to kind of wait, let the rotations and the defense kind of sift and weaken. And there it has, 2 at B, 2 at A.
It's a good start from Lions.mix. It's one of the few times they have had a chance at the early stages after a pick. But can they make the most of this? Because it's just kind of lurking in mid. Oh, he pushing so aggressively with that AWP. That's not an orthodox play that you'd expect to see unless you happen to be JW, maybe. And he didn't get much from that, but more importantly, I guess for him, he didn't get fragged either. Alexis is in such a good position with this crossfire down. Look at this.
And they smoked that too.
They smoke and flash and then go back to A?
Trying to go for the fade. They're just trying to get these rotations to come out, but now, I mean, they're actually being read like a book. Or are they? Oh my gosh, if they happen to just go Arch to B right there, that would have been hilarious, because the B players left. They're already at the top of mid. It's a good thing Agent actually hit their shots. Donkey, though, almost finds a triple. Alexis will turn it into that 1v1 now. And Bomb planted backside. He just saw the head of him. Oh, but up on top of the box. Ultra just goes for the jump, hits the shot. And Agent / Lions finally getting their second round. The first rifle in their first round in 8. It's been 8 in a row for Epsilon.
Better late than never, I guess. Lions could still resurrect this half. They could still steer this away from the rocks. Especially if they get 5-6 rounds. I think that's good enough for Lions here going through the CD side. It's not impossible. Of course, it's not the easiest. It's much easier said than done. But who knows? Soka now on a Mag 7. It is a very, very powerful weapon, however, around apps. Because it's such close, claustrophobic environments that the Mag 7 can just smash you in the face from point-blank range, and that's all she wrote. The Samoka's already getting flashed and forced out of the apps after that grenade. Mixwell, however, is still there in Dark Room. Are they going to expect this? Do they know he's there? I mean, he's got the first frag. He's now going to re-peek, and he goes right into the crosshairs of Ultra. A bit of a misplay there from him. Now Lions have a good chance at maybe getting the third round on the board.
The bomb, though, is still in those halls, so it gives Soker an opportunity with the Mag 7. He goes for a quick pop flash and a peek, and the bomb, as we see him moving out back towards alternate, back towards B. It looks like Agent's just going to regroup with their 4-on-3 and try to take it in to the B side. Although Forrest with getting the pick at A, maybe they switch their focus now. They smoke top of middle, kind of trying to dissuade the flank. And they will push into B. It's going to be 4-on-1. Don Q is here. Doesn't have a deagle, though. I don't know which one I'd rather have him with at this point. He's got that M4. He'll get 1 kill, trying to find a second, and will actually, as he pulls out that USP, finishes off his target from earlier, even will retreat and reload. So he's given his team the option for the 2-on-2 retake. Soker, though, coming in with the Mag 7. Not the best. It's a good gun in certain positions at certain maps, but it always kind of fails on your retake scenario. That's the problem with it.
Yeah, that definitely is an issue. And you can see here that they are looking to push in. There's Neto, though. Bags himself the frag. Don Q up on the coils. Just has a USP in his hands. He's not able to use the M4 anymore. And that will bag Lions their third round. And that was a pretty huge round for them. They did take 3 losses, but that's absolutely fine. Buying back in. Did they have an AWP there? I'm pretty sure I saw an AWP being thrown. Yeah, so they're going to have an AWP right off the bat here. And you can see that Epsilon's economy is now pretty poor as well. So they're going to be an eco. They could end up walking into the AWP. If they try something down mid... Oh, they've gone for a couple of Kevlars as well to even out the economy. Right, so they are going to be on an eco Are they going to push down mid, though? Because that could really play into Force's hands.
Like, they got some pop flashes set up here at Banana. Arky gonna try to take a look with that Deagle. Unfortunately, doesn't find the head of anybody. Nor does Don Q, who is right behind him. Now Soaker just holding on with some flashes. But they've killed 2 at B, and I think they're kind of expecting the old, oh, like, we killed 2 at B, let's push into this stack. They're not going to fall for it. They completely shift gears, go right back to that A bomb site, get the kill there. That is their opper that fell, so if they want the op again, they'll have to go and pick that up. But still, 4 on 2 right now, and it's Epsilon just looking for the retake.
With the pistols, and they both just walk right into Ultra. And this is much better from Lions. So that's 3 rounds in a row now, and I said before, if they can get 5 or 6 rounds here on T side, that's probably good enough. Obviously, they'd rather get 6, maybe even 7 at a push. That's not impossible. But considering they were 8-1 behind just a few moments beforehand, they're definitely feeling a bit better, a bit more confident about their chances here on Inferno. And with this being their choice of map, you better believe their CT side is going to be strong.
Even with 4 rounds, they're probably still in contention of the map and a chance for some more, but Neto going to be the first one to fall. It's kind of rough that he's the first one to go down because he actually is such a good player when it comes into the late round or the clutching situations. But Mixwell has taken him out early on. So 5 on 4. Terrace got a lot of work off. Soaker brings down Spitty, and they've actually doubled up. Did they double up on the pit? No, I don't think they did. It was just the Molotov and Donkey playing an off angle. Still catches 1. So, oh, wow. 4 is getting blown against that truck.
Still, the Lions are able to buy up, noticing that they are liking this A site quite a bit. They've been here a couple of times, but also B, so they're mixing it up. Epsilon are they're desperately trying to find themselves frags, and you can see again, is that age-old issue that the CTs have, that when you finally do win a round back, you're probably on fairly weak weapons. They've got a P90, which against Eco is fine, but against AKs and armor not so much, and a FAMAS. So Epsilon still, they aren't out of the woods just yet, but look at the spray from Mixwell. Probably should have done better with that flashbang, but still he's done a lot of damage. Alexis and Soka both chime in for kills. Ultra, your last remaining player, he's been spotted, and he has been bagged from Alexis, 10-4. And how is Lions going to be for economy here? I've got a feeling they may have to force up a couple Tech 9s. Yes, they are. Not great, but again, four rounds, even if it does just go 11-4, 4 rounds is still doable.
Yeah, exactly. They can still make it work. It'll be tough, but they can still make it work. Coming into this last round, though, with the Tech 9s, with the Galil, having won 3 in a row and then losing 2 there, getting their money reset, losing that bonus, you know, puts them into that situation where they are going to have to save. So it's kind of rough to always find the situation. And it's so common, too, into the last round of the first half, and especially just the last round of the game. Generally, money has fallen apart for the other team. So looking to make this one stick. They'll boost up here onto Port. Donkey and Mix will both get in their shots. Although they didn't play anyone apartment, so actually the terrorists have got themselves out. They've got into that pit. They're the only ones that are alive, and Donkey now hitting this jump in reverse. Obviously a lot easier to go this way. But interesting angle there and position to close out the first half in. That'll be 11-4 for Epsilon, and the Frenchmen are looking pretty solid here today.
The only issue
Spaniards, excuse me. I keep going off of their organization.
Yeah. A French org, but Spanish players, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we talked before saying, you know, 4 rounds is not impossible to come back from. The thing is, though, they do need this pistol. If they were to lose the pistol, then I would say that maybe probably 4 rounds at a 13-4 deficit may be too much.
I mean, you would need a flawless performance to close it out from that point. And it's pretty much, always a given that you're going to make at least a mistake on 2 or 3 rounds and probably drop them on CT side.
So this is pretty massive for them. And Epsilon, I mean, of course they want this pistol, but they realize even if they were to lose it, they still have a lot of leeway. They have a lot of round buffer. So pressure is on now for Lions on their choice of map. Inferno. Cash will be up next, and I believe, if memory serves me correctly, Mirage is our 3rd map if we need it.
Correct.
It's pretty awesome map picks, actually. There's a lot of interesting twists and turns, I think, before this best of 3 reaches its conclusion.
And actually, we had Inferno Cash in the previous series, too.
We did, yeah.
So, I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Inferno recently. It's been cash, like, in both North America, well, always in North America, and recently in Europe. Seems like cash is almost like every team's best map these days. Maybe just because it is getting so much play.
It's
Here we
getting a
go.
lot of love.
Yeah, very important pistol round here for the CTs. Started off with 3 towards B initially, and actually kind of just floating in CT spawn is Ultra. And an early kill with that grenade, but now coming out of the apartments, looking to waterfall here on the first round. It's very hard to stop that. Oh, they about to have a... Come on, where's the gentleman's knife agreement? They still shoot him down. Able to play at the bomb. 3-on-3. Spitty very, very low, 5 HP. He's the one with the kit. If he happens to drop it, they desperately need to scoop it back up. He's trying to work up on that truck side. Oh, Spitty actually does get a shot of 5 HP. He'll go down to Donkey. And yeah, they get pinched. Try to retake that site from Mixwell in the back. Donkey in the pit. Neto will go down, and Epsilon will grab that pistol.
Yeah, and we talked already about how important that pistol round was for Lions.mix to pick up. So they're going to be forced onto an eco, but again, there is a deagle in play. And you never quite know the deagle. It's not Donkey with it, but it is Fours. And he was also running with an AWP a couple rounds, if memory serves me correctly. So you'd assume that his aim's probably pretty much on point with the deagle, able to get those one-taps. Oh, 5 MP7s. Haven't seen this for quite some time. And there it is. There's the deagle. Hanging onto Donkey, lands in his head. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
They got a player back in CT spawn, though. That's Arky coming through. He'll break down Ultra, and now they're going to push on B. They're pinching it. 4 from Banana. Even though a couple actually back into CT spawn. Now I think they're just looking to clean up the people on the flank. And one of those will be Spitty, but the deagle going to land yet another kill on this round. That'll keep it even 3-on-3. Still on the back site. Neto is going to be brought down. It looks like they have finally taken over B. Although still somewhat difficult against just the upgraded pistols from Lions.
Still decent damage done from Lions.mix, but it looks like this round is going to be wrapping up. They want to save this MP7 with the Kevlar. I'm not sure if Spitty's going to be able to survive. He just about manages to get away from Highway. 2 players behind him in hot pursuit. 13-4 will be the scoreline, however, so even if Spitty does save this weapon, honestly, is it going to make much difference? Not too sure. Maybe he'll pull off something crazy in the next round. But it was a committed round from Lions, so they're going to be on pistols. I mean, maybe they just want to go for some kind of force to try and bring this back, but maybe just playing safe, allowing Epsilon to get 14 and then bounce back with rifles. I'm not sure. There's a big decision to be made here for them.
Yeah, they'll probably have to save. Let Epsilon... I mean, they don't have to let Epsilon get 14. They can obviously still come into round 18
True.
with a bit of a strap, bit of a stack, and try to work around. Yeah, he'll even drop the MP7 to Neto, who won't have armor. Spitty will stick to the deagle armor. So there's some hope. Maybe if they start off with a 1D. Once again, they're going to go for the more members towards B. This is like a proper stack, though. 4 people here, just 1 lurking out towards A. CT spawn's going to be smoked up. RP, though, will push straight through it. There's Neto, just get them 1 kill. Are they going to expect? I think now seeing a player, they've got to clear everything, expecting the stack, and they do that just fine. Spitty was the Lone Ranger over at A with the deagle, with the Kevlar. Honestly, he should just save even this.
Yeah, probably should. I think he's looking for like that sexy one-tap and then to pull away.
Yeah.
Let's see if it happens. But the thing is, when you stack a site, you kind of need to be more aggressive than just sitting in positions, because as soon as they see the first player, the chances are they're going to guess in an eco that it could be.
Yeah,
and
if
if
you
you
don't
don't
more than 2.
Yeah, if they don't have crossfires down, then you just expect them to get completely wrecked. So I'd almost like you to sort of push out as 3 or 4 men as soon as the enemy's there and you know they're close by, and then just start spraying with your pistols, because you've got much more chance of clutching that round than just sitting in positions in little corners and nooks and crannies and then getting picked off 1 by 1. Regardless, though, Lions lose the round and Epsilon have taken their 14. So Lions, you have no more lifelines, you have no more room for error. You have to win from here on out convincingly, otherwise it's going to be 1-0.
And Epsilon kind of just some confidence coming into this round. They on 2 MP7s right now, so could even maybe consider this a throwaway, as they're just looking to perhaps go for some information grabs to see where people are playing. So the next round, Epsilon can go for all rifles and maybe exploit what they gathered. But actually, as I say that, they're still pretty broke. 2 of them are anyways, because of course Arky and Mixwell went for ops, which is interesting, I think. Not often do you see 2 SMGs, 2 ops, and an AK. Honestly, maybe the first time besides out of like a pub that I've seen this.
It really isn't too often that you see this, but is it going to work for them is the question. Well, Lions are getting the kills, but Neto has just been mollied out. And will go home burnt and battered and bruised. Has gone back to a 2-on-2 though, and there's still enough time here for the terrorists to push in, but the CT's definitely ahead in terms of HP. Arky's down to 40. They have no flashes or smokes on the side, and they're isolated from one another, and still that bomb is on the ground. So Epsilon have to get their skates on here. They can't just sit in position. They have to go for this. And Lions.mix, although they've lost 3 players, and this is probably going to hurt them in the long haul, still have a chance to keep the dream alive and well. Ultra has missed that frag. An exchange of shots. It's now 1-on-1 Helium with 14 seconds, and Ultra only has 8 HP left. He's going to get picked off, however. Arky, who was looking to try and... Was he, like, caught in 2 lanes where the bomb was? I think he was looking in the fountain for it.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the water in the fountain. It's very hard to see it through the water, and the radar is not, like, super pinpoint accurate just because it is small, you know? So that's kind of rough. I don't think they expected so many people to be in construction. Like, they had taken the site, and there were still 2 people in construction. Ultra was able to pick up one of those ops, and he pretty much gave it to him. So they will stay alive. Still a pretty decent chance here at this round for Epsilon. Oh, cracking the smoke. Ultra almost capitalized on that, but thought it a bit risky. Didn't quite have a clear sight line. He backed off. Will allow Spitty instead to get that first kill from the porch. Going to be cleaned up, though, by Donkey. Maxwell hits his shot onto Ultra as well. Sif now from the pit. Well, also going to be in a battle with Donkey, who jumps up on the truck. Will bring him down. So A site has been liberated from the terrorist point of view. And now it's the CTs coming in. Oh, one from Arch side will be shot down from Alexis. Took some time to stop by the library. And that'll be match point now as Soaker hits that final op shot. 15-5.
Yeah, and 10 of them as well. So 10 map points for Epsilon. Lions.mix on... Well, they have to go for the Force. There's no 2 ways about it. You have to try and remedy this scenario that you're in. It's going to be 2 Deagles. We've already seen what Deagles are capable of doing with the P250s, but not too much utility. So if the Deagles don't connect with those 1-taps, I think this pretty much is going to be us moving towards cash for map number 2. And that being said, 3 players stacking banana. They're hoping for this banana push. It is going to be just that, but they're walking into the P90 of Mixwell. Here comes Force. First frag is landed from him. He's looking for the second. Can't land it. And that probably is the hopes and dreams of the Norwegians going down the drain. Spitty and Ultra will be the last 2 remaining players.
I feel like they kind of played that backwards. Like, you see the Deagles come up, and in my mind, the Deagles, like, kind of like the Scout, right? It does a ton of damage to the body, and it 1-taps to the head. So you'd put the Deagle out front, let them take a couple shots, and then let the P250s kind of clean up if you didn't get a 1-Deag. But instead, like, they put the Deagles peeking first, and the P250s peeking first, and then the Deagles kind of holding the close angles. Seemed a bit odd, but still, I mean, you had a slim chance on the round anyways. And here's Ultra in a 1v3. Brings down the very low Soaker. And now it looks like he'll just push that Molotov. Pop flash to be dodged. And he does see 1 player retreating out towards Library. Doesn't know where the second is. But we can see that they're both on that Arch side. Looks like he'll just be wrapping around. Plant is for default. Ultra will tap it. Not sure if he made noise afterwards. Alexis is going to go for that peek. And Ultra pulled out the P250. Almost had it, but it will be Don Q to end the round. And that'll be 16-5 on map 1 Inferno.
Dominant performance from Epsilon. A team, the last time we casted them, were on the receiving end of the dominant performance from Mortal Kombat. So that in itself is going to make for an interesting cache. This is now their choice of map as well, Helium. They're moving to their home. That being said, though, cache is a map that I would say most teams are fairly confident on. Even if it's not your main, you've played it enough to understand how it works. So I don't know how much you can look into that, but Epsilon definitely coming onto their choice in high spirits.
Yeah, it's always got to feel good to, I mean, win the other team's map. That I can't imagine. I'm sure, obviously, everyone plays Inferno a lot. They had some stuff prepared, but they really locked it down there, especially on the CT side early on. So, coming into cash, we'll get there in just a moment, guys. You're watching the CEVO main playoffs. This is the lower bracket round of 2. So a team losing here will be knocked out, will not be able to fight to get into the top 4 spot. Obviously, you don't want to win to get the little over $3,000, but looking for a top 4 spot as well. So that way you get to play the bottom of the Pro League teams for a chance to get into the Pro League for Season 8. So a lot on the line for both of these teams. Epsilon looking good, though, today. And Agent without their star player. It's a bit tough for them. We'll see how cash goes in just a bit, guys. So stick around here, mlg.tv/play CEVO. I'm Helium, with me Metuz. And we'll be back in just a bit.